This is the Special Education Process Training Planner page. The purpose for this page is to provide an organized way for administrators to assign special education process training to staff they support. This year, special education process training will be assigned by individual administrators based on information gathered in file reviews, IEP family surveys, observations, and educator evaluation system data, as well as teacher growth conversations. This approach is the result of voice of customer feedback from the April 18th administrative training. Key findings from that day reflected that the local needs for special education process training vary substantially, and that teachers should not be encumbered with less necessary training. The challenges that individualized selection of special education process training introduces is that it is difficult to organize and maintain details of required training elements. To address this concern, the Special Education Process Committee has developed an organizing system to facilitate administrators in assigning special education process training courses. Over the next few minutes, we will move through the process using the established methods. This process is in its initial stage, and we will go through cycles of improvement in the coming months. As questions are surfacing, they are being integrated into a question and answer document, which can be located at the link on this page. The Special Education Process Training Committee has developed 4 ways for administrators to assign special education process training courses. They are all staff by supervisor, all staff by supervisor and role, all staff by the assigned building, and administrator assignment to individuals. For the purpose of this tutorial, we will explore all staff by supervisor and by individual. The other 2 approaches work substantively similarly. After selecting all staff by supervisor, you will see what is known as a Power BI dashboard. This dashboard has been developed using information from the Lawson database regarding relevant staff persons and supervision. For the purpose of interacting with the dashboard, many will find it more comfortable to maximize the dashboard window utilizing the diagonal-shaped arrow in the lower right of the screen. Please note that some effort was made to exclude personnel who should be anticipated to complete the new teacher course, which is supported by an instructor over a 10-week period. To use this dashboard, there are 2 primary approaches. You can shortcut to yourself as supervisor, or you can move through the 3-step process where you choose your supervisor in step 1, then select yourself in step 2. At that point, within the window referenced as step 3, there are 2 pieces of information. One is the list of names of staff that are considered relevant for your supervision. Also, in the area in goldenrod is an icon which is a link to the planning document. Once you select the link, the Special Education Process Training Planner will be opened and information regarding you as supervisor, as well as the staff you are supporting, will be integrated into the planning document. When you scroll down the page, you will see the names of the staff, their emails, your name and email, as well as that of your supervisor. Lastly on this page is notes about the rationale for the selection of individualized process training modules. This will be your place to describe your reasoning for choosing the individual items that you will assign to your staff. Please realize that this information is for the sake of transparency and clarity for the employees who are being expected to complete the training modules, as well as for your future use when reflecting on staff performance. After selecting the arrow pointing to the right at the bottom of the screen, you will be provided an opportunity to review summaries of the different chapters of special education process. To activate that information, click Yes. If you do not feel that you need to reflect on the training modules prior to making selections, select No. Finally, click the arrow pointing to the right at the bottom of the screen. Now you are on the unit selection page. The staff who will be assigned content are listed on this page. Please select whichever units you desire to assign for your area. These choices should relate to the information which informed your choices. As an example, if your IEP survey data revealed that facilitation of IEPs is an area of opportunity, Unit 1, IEP facilitation, would be an appropriate choice. Finally, please choose a due date for when you expect your staff to be completed with the assigned units. Realize that the default is set for 3 months. If you desire an alternative date, please use the calendar chooser displayed on the screen to choose a different date. Once you have chosen the date, please click the arrow pointing to the right at the bottom of the screen. This page is for the systematic organization and reflection of the choices that you made in the prior page. If the information on the screen does not match the choices that you intended, please use the arrow at the bottom of the screen pointing to the left to go back and refine your choices. However, if it does match your intention, please click the arrow pointing to the right, which will finalize the assigned content. At this point, the special education planner will be coordinating and emailing each of the persons indicated in your selection process. The final email is still under development, but it will closely resemble what's on your screen. The email, which will be sent to yourself as well as the staff who have been assigned, will explain the selection and the expected timeline, as well as your rationale as you entered it in the prior form. Then, each assigned unit will be displayed in rectangular boxes which have active links to the specific content which was assigned. These links will open a window into the Special Education Moodle course, specifically to the part of the course referenced in the assignment. A helpful tip for teachers to interact with the assignment is to retain and use this email on a repeated basis to open the content. By doing this, their content will be opened in Moodle, which will facilitate tracking of their completion. They should only have to log in once in any given session. Now let's return to the Special Education Process Training homepage. Select by individual. The operation of the page is very similar to the other methods. The administrator can move through step 1, choosing the district, then on to step 2 to choose the school, which will then bring up in step 3 all personnel appropriate for that school. Alternatively, the supervisor can utilize the search box for the supervisor or search directly for the employee. Once the choice has been made for the employee, click the icon link to the special ed process. This will open the planner document just as in the prior systems, with one key difference. Because this is an individualized assignment, some additional fields are available. The first is this plan to address? Here you would simply indicate the reason why an individualized plan is being implemented. Next is feedback to the employee. This should be anticipated to be included in the email which will be sent to the employee. Lastly, feedback for the supervisor. This is your place to allow you to put a memory prompt so that you can recall in the future your reason and impetus for choosing the individualized plan for the given employee. This is important when reflecting on future performance. After you select the arrow pointing to the right, the system will behave as it did in the previous demonstration. The email will also be sent to the supervisor as well as the referenced employee. Some key observations about this process. This process was designed explicitly to provide organization for the administrator so that they can structure assignments of special education process training as well as facilitate communication to the affected staff. There is no expectation or requirement that any minimum or maximum number of assignments are indicated. What is important is to ensure that chosen modules are relevant to opportunities revealed locally. It's advisable for the sake of organization for administrators to complete assignments on behalf of all of their supervision in one sitting to avoid potential overlap resulting in multiple assignment letters for your teachers. Thank you for your attention.